to gentle stress management session for today. Today is a chair practice. So just take a moment to position yourself comfortably seated in your chair. We've been working with Mudra and using Mudra as meditation. And the Mudra that we're working with this week is Ashvaratna Mudra. And that essentially translates to mean horse jewel. So this mudra is actually about changing your perspective. So we're going to be working with that a lot in our class today. The mudra itself is created by bringing the palms together. And then you take your index finger and your middle finger and just lace them together. So then just the pinkies, the ring finger, and the thumbs are extended. So it's going to look something like this. And then the thumbs just come to the center of the chest, and the elbows rest alongside the rib cage. From here, just start to feel the thumb gently press into the chest and lift the breastbone. Now we'll begin our centering by gently pressing the feet into the earth and lifting up from the rib cage off of the spine and up through the spine and the crown of the head. So we're just creating a little bit more intention in our posture. Now gently let the head bow so the chin is drifting toward the chest. And we'll take a moment just to center here. So let the awareness come to the breath and just start to feel the inhale and the exhale. And we're beginning to let the nervous system shift to that space of being more inward. So that as we exhale, we're letting go of all of that external stuff, all the things that are going on in the outside world, our to-do list, maybe letting go of the residue of the morning, and we're just letting ourselves arrive into this moment and into feeling the body and the breath. So with each exhalation, begin to imagine that you're shedding a layer of that outside world. You're shedding a layer of that external stimulus. You're shedding the heaviness of the outside world. We're shedding all of those news stories, all of those headlines. And the perspective is moving inward into our bodies, into our breaths, and into our own realities. Because we do have the ability with our attitudes and with our actions and with our habits to create our own reality in our own bubbles, to create our own headlines, our own news. So just start to create that intention for your practice today. Even within the boundaries of the outside world, we can write our own realities. We can create our own headlines. So as you presence that, start to let the breath get deeper, fuller and brighter. The inhale expanding the low belly, the rib cage, the chest. And the exhale releasing from the chest, from the rib cage, from the belly. Finding that action of the three-part breath. Inhaling, filling from the bottom to the top. Exhaling, emptying from the top to the bottom. So we start to create this more expansive breath container. And we use this expansion to also shift our perspective. So with the lids of the eyes gently closed, letting the awareness come to that third eye space. Gently lift the elbows and touch the thumbs to the center of the forehead. Feel yourself sit nice and tall. And let yourself open the intuition to guide this new perspective that we're creating in our practice today. And on your next exhale, release the elbows back down toward the rib cage. Release the hands down into your lap. On an inhale, lengthen up through the spine. Get nice and tall. Feel the navel draw in to support that length. And then on your exhale, just let the chin drop toward the chest. Feel the back of the neck gently open. Relax the lids of the eyes and the jaw. As we move through our practice today, notice where the line of the eyes lands. And as you position your eyes in each pose, notice the view, notice the perspective. What's the perspective of this moment as the eyes gaze downward, inward? On your next inhale, gently lift the chin so the head comes back into a neutral position. And on your exhale, let your right ear drift toward your right shoulder. And as you tilt and lean the head, gently opening the left side of the neck, what's that perspective like? As you inhale, make your way back to center. On your exhale, left ear toward left shoulder. Another perspective. On an inhale, make your way back to center and just relax here on the exhale. Take a moment to inhale through the nose. And as you exhale through the mouth, see if you can relax the jaw even more. Relax the tongue inside of your mouth and soften the lips. Now from here, let the awareness come to the shoulders. As you inhale, gently shrug the shoulders toward the ears. And then on your exhale, slowly relax the shoulders. This time on your inhale, squeeze the shoulders forward. And on your exhale, gently relax the shoulders. And now on your inhale, gently squeeze the shoulders back. And as you exhale, relax the shoulders. From here, begin to move the shoulders in circles, very slowly, rolling the shoulders around, using the breath to release the tension in the shoulders. And then go the other direction, rolling the shoulders back and up on the inhale, forward and relaxing on the exhale. So we're finding a release of tension as we make these circles. Let the range of motion be easy. Now from here, guide the awareness to the hands. Let's warm up these hands a little bit in our small movements today. So bring the hands apart. Take a big inhale. And then on the exhale, clap. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then rub. So 3 weeks into our Mudra exploration, we know how to warm up those hands. Let's get the tops of the hands and the space between the fingers. And then just let the hands pulse just an inch or 2 away from one another, so you can start to feel this tingling sensation in the hands and maybe in the arms. Maybe you're feeling some heat as we've stimulated the energy in the body, and we're stimulating these energy lines that come together at the tips of our fingers. The elements of fire, air, ether, earth, and water. Now take the hands together and let's find our prayer wheel here. So drop the hands away from you and then flip the palms so the tops of the hands are together. Then bring the fingers toward you. And as the fingers move back up, flip the palms again. And just let yourself spin this prayer wheel, warming up the wrists and the hands, loosening up any tension in the wrists and the tops of the hands. Now start to go the other direction with your wheel. Maybe even reflecting again on that intuition, reflecting again on that intention to rewrite your own headlines, to shift perspective. And then take a moment to shake the hands out. Let the hands come to rest on the ground. From here, it might be helpful to wiggle forward in your chair just a little bit so you can sit a little bit taller. Take a big breath as you lengthen up through the spine. And then on your exhale, bring the right knee into the body. So you can do this lying on your back or seated. We're going to take some time to balance out the weight left and right in these sit bones. Take a moment to move the ankle 2 or 3 times in each direction, breathing slowly as you work the tension out of these ankles. From here we can point and flex that foot. We can wiggle the toes, maybe squeeze or spread the toes, just giving that foot a little bit of love. And then when you're ready, just release it back down. Take an inhale to sit nice and tall. And then on your exhale, we'll bring the left knee in. Same thing here, just hugging it in, finding the sit bones level, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw, and then moving that ankle around, working the kinks out. Taking 2 or 3 circles in each direction. Maybe pointing and flexing. You can wiggle the toes, squeeze and stretch the toes. How many different ways can we articulate the many joints of the feet? When you feel ready, on an exhale, release the foot. Find yourself sitting nice and tall once again. Take a deep breath in. and a full breath out. Now we'll come into our twist. So shift the weight into that left foot as you bring the right knee in once again, and then cross the right leg over the left. So you have the option to keep both feet on the floor here if you find that crossing the legs is uncomfortable. As you inhale, feel the rib cage lift off of the pelvis, the spine getting longer. We'll bring the left hand to the right knee, and the right hand comes somewhere on your chair. So you're using it as a base of support, but let the shoulders relax. As we inhale, we begin that journey to changing our perspective. Draw the navel in, start to twist your body to the right. Start with the low belly. Let the spine follow so the rib cage turns, then the chest, the shoulders, and then at the very last part of your rotation, the head turns. Now, as you turn the head, let the gaze, the eye line turn to the right as well. So we're looking behind us here. What's the perspective like when we look from this point? When we look back? And as we breathe in, we can get a little bit taller through the spine. And then as you exhale, maybe there's a little bit more rotation. Maybe the eye line moves back a little bit more. Notice where the eyes go. Notice what you see. And then take a moment to close the eyes, moving the awareness to that third eye, that intuition. See if anything reveals itself in this space. Take a breath or two. And when you're ready, just open your eyes again and start to unwind the body, turning the head, the shoulders, the ribs, everything back to center. Legs can unwind if you're crossed. Take a moment to feel the feet on the ground, the sit bones in the chair, and your nice long spine. Back to this forward-facing perspective. Now on your next inhale, again inviting length into the spine, crossing the leg on the exhale, left over right, or again, option to keep those feet flat on the ground. From here, we'll take the left hand to the chair. That's going to be your base of support. Your right hand comes onto the left leg. Again, let the shoulders relax. Feel an ease in the jaw. Let's take a breath in to invite more length into the spine. And as we exhale, start to turn to the left. Start with the low belly, then invite the rib cage, the chest, the shoulders, and then finally let the head turn. Let the eye line follow the turning as you look back behind you to the left, noticing this perspective. Take another in-breath to find more length in the spine. And then as you exhale, maybe there's a little bit more rotation. Maybe you can take the gaze back a little bit more. Taking a moment to see this perspective. Taking a breath. And then as you exhale, just close the eyes. And once again, bring your focus, your awareness to that third eye space. What's going on in the intuitive body from this perspective? When you feel ready, let yourself unwind the body and unwind the legs, finding your feet flat on the ground and your nice long spine. From here, we're going to work through Cobra pose. So there's a couple different ways you can do this pose seated. Option number one is to keep your feet flat on the ground with the knees bent. You're going to press your feet into the floor, draw the navel in, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back, slide the hands back as the elbows hug the body, draw the head back, and then take the gaze up. Option number two is to extend the legs out long with the heels on the ground, the toes drawing back. Continue to draw the belly in, roll the shoulders back more, lift the heart, lift the gaze. So this is going to be a little bit more intense. And then we're just going to let the awareness move to the eye line. The gaze is up here. What's the perspective? Let yourself breathe. Take a moment to close the eyes again as you feel the strength of this posture. Let your awareness move to the third eye space intuitively, noticing what's rising. Now, if your legs are extended, go ahead and bend the knees to bring the feet back to flat. As you open the eyes, bring the head back to neutral and relax the shoulders. Just take a moment to feel the vibration of that action. Maybe there's a moment of closing the eyes and listening as we rest here. Now from here we're going to move into our forward bend. And we're going to do our forward bend today with our mudra. So once again, bringing the hands together, Ashvaratna Mudra, bending in index finger and middle finger, keeping ring finger and pinky finger extended, bringing the thumbs to heart space. As you inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Let your gaze follow that mudra. Notice the perspective as you fix your gaze on the hands while the head moves. As you exhale, drop the hands down through the chest. Keep the eyes on the hands as the arms reach through the legs and you fold the body. Finding your forward bend here, feel the knees hug into the arms. Let the head drop and the gaze is just fixed on those thumbs. What's the perspective here? Now take the gaze away from the thumbs and look at the space around the hands. Maybe it's the ground. What's in your peripheral vision? Take a breath. And then as you exhale, bring your gaze back to your thumbs. Breath moving. Now draw the navel in to support the lower back and slowly start to unwind. Coming back up to seated, bring the mudra back to the heart center. Keep the gaze on the hands. As you inhale, reach the hands forward and up. And then as you exhale, let the hands come back to the heart. Let's do one more forward bend here. Inhale, reaching the hands forward and up. This time, instead of following the hands with the gaze, keep the gaze out in that greater space. So you're looking at what's around you as you come into your forward bend. So just notice these two perspectives. There's the perspective of focusing on what's happening right in front of you, right in this moment. And there's the perspective of what's happening all around you. And we need both. We need a balance of both. And there's also this awareness of just the realization that wherever we hold our focus, that's going to become the bigger part of our reality. So if we're focusing on the news and the headlines and politics, and we get our gaze so fixed upon those things, that's what our reality becomes. That's what we see. But if we can take the time to focus on something else, the good stuff, the reality that we're creating for ourselves in our own lives, that becomes the bigger part of our reality. That becomes what we see and what we experience. Now bring yourself back up. Again, mindfully using the strength of the abdominals to support the body as you rise and reach, and then just float the hands right back to the chest. Now take another deep breath. And as you exhale, let the hands relax down into the lap. Take a moment to close the eyes and breathe. Now from here, we're going to move into our progressive relaxation. So if you have something to elevate your legs onto, go ahead and grab that. You can use a footstool, you can use a second chair. I like to use my big round exercise ball. So I'm going to just elevate the legs and then let yourself kind of wiggle back in your chair so that you're nice and supported. Let yourself lean back, adjust any pillows or props as feels necessary. And if you need a blanket to wrap up in for comfort or warmth, feel free to do that as well. Let the hands get comfortable. See if you can let the hands rest palms up if that's possible for you. Take a moment to let the awareness move inward once again with the eyes closed. Feel the breath. As you breathe in and out, begin to use those exhalations to let go a little bit more. Moving the awareness around your body, noticing those spaces where you're still holding tension. Let yourself soften into that support underneath you. As we shift our perspective, as we allow ourselves to focus on the things that are right in the world, on the things that are right in our own lives, we can begin to rewrite our own realities. We can rewrite our experience in the world. And we can rewrite our headlines. Let your awareness come to your feet and notice any sensations in the feet. And then take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale from the mouth and let your feet relax more. Take a moment to soften the toes, relax the ankles, and feel the weight of the legs surrender to the support underneath you. Let yourself soften the knees and the joints of the hips. And now bring your awareness to the palms of the hands. Notice any sensation in the hands and the arms. And then take a deep breath through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth as you relax more the hands, the arms. Let yourself soften the fingers and the palms of the hands. Relax the wrists. Surrender the weight of the arms. And let yourself soften the joints of the elbows and shoulders. Feel the breath moving. And now guide your awareness to the pelvis, noticing any sensations in the pelvis. Take a deep breath. And exhale, feel your pelvis sink deeper into that support. Take a moment to soften the muscles of the buttocks and the lower belly. Invite a sense of ease into the organs of the pelvis. And now bring your awareness to the rib cage. As you breathe in, feel the expansion of the breath all the way around the body. And then as you exhale, let it all go. Feel that softening back to center. Invite that sense of ease into the organs of the abdominals and into the gently breathing lungs. Now guide your awareness to the shoulders, noticing any sensations around the joints of the shoulders. Now take a deep breath through the nose, and as you exhale through the mouth, feel your shoulders relax more. Feel the shoulder blades heavy on the back. The chest gently rising and falling with breath. Invite a sense of ease into the gently beating heart. And now guide your awareness to the tailbone. Slowly let your awareness move up the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Feeling each breath be a release as you sink into the support behind you, relaxing the back body. Feel your lower back relax, the middle back, the upper back, and invite a softness into the neck, the throat relaxing. Feel the head gently resting on the shoulders. Invite a sense of ease into the jaw, relaxing the nerves of the teeth, letting the tongue rest heavy in the mouth, softening the lips. And feel the breath move in and out of the nostrils, the nasal passages. Invite a sense of ease into the inner ears. Imagine the earlobes relaxing and softening the cheeks and the temples. Feel the eyeballs resting heavy in their sockets, softening the lids of the eyes. Relax the eyebrows. Invite a sense of ease into the forehead, relaxing the forehead. Feeling the brain rest heavily, quietly in the back of the skull. Inviting that same sense of softness over the skin, over the entire body. And feel the breath continue to move. Now let yourself rest right here, just like this. Begin to create a picture in your mind of our mudra, the horse jewel, with the palms together, index fingers, middle fingers woven in, extending the ring finger and the pinky. Just visualize it. We're not actually physically doing it. Visualize the thumb gently brushing the breastbone, the elbows next to the body. And begin to imagine that you're mounting this jeweled horse. And as the horse begins to gallop, feel the body pulsating in the rhythm of the gallop. Imagine the heart beating in the rhythm of the gallop. Begin to imagine this horse galloping up into the clouds, into the ethers. And as you gallop on your horse, move the eyes around. Notice what you see, the perspective of looking up, the perspective of looking from side to side, and everything that's going on in the world down below. And then, as you look down, imagine your horse comes to a pause, standing still. Take the gaze down and imagine that you're focusing your perspective in on you, right there, your own space, your own body, your own breath, your own world. And as you look down, notice what you see. As you watch yourself, sort of reflecting on your day today. What is that version of you doing, moment by moment? What's the input that you're receiving from your world? Maybe it's your family, your peers, the news, the media, politics. Maybe it's nature. Maybe you're letting yourself experience your world in your way. conscious of what's going on in that bigger picture and creating your own reality within that. What are the habits? What are the day-to-day choices that you're making to create your own reality that might be better served, that might be a different experience if you make the conscious choice to focus your perspective in a different way? With this clear view of your entire life, how can you shift your perspective to serve your highest potential? Take a deep breath, gathering your determination. As you exhale, let go. Feel yourself renounce any negative habits, the things in your life that pull your perspective in a way that doesn't serve you. Let yourself recommit to a life of cultivating your own reality, cultivating your own experience, a life of writing your own headlines. Where do you choose to focus your perspective? Now take a deep breath through the nose and a full breath out through the mouth. Take a moment to move the tongue over the teeth, to wiggle the jaw, the toes, the fingers, feeling yourself arrive back in your chair, feeling yourself land, feeling this physical body as you wiggle a little bit more through the ankles and the wrists, maybe turning the head from side to side, wiggling the jaw, letting yourself stretch through the arms and the legs. If your legs are elevated, go ahead and take a moment to move the feet off of that support, to wiggle yourself forward, to sit a little taller, a little bit more intentionally, pressing into the feet, sitting on those sit bones nice and level. Reach the arms out, around, and up. As you exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Find your mudra once again. Holding in ring finger, middle finger, keeping the extension of the ring finger and the pinky. Thumbs gently touch the breastbone. Lift the heart. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop the head. Let yourself come back to this inward perspective one more time, solidifying any intentions around this new way of living, this new way of experiencing, of writing your own reality. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Namaste.